doing another episode of our deep dive series, and my name is Kelly.
And my name is Jessie, and we are going to show you all things related to article requests. Now, article requests have been in Koha for quite some time, but the last few releases, there has been some enhancements. One big one is that you can now link out to a scanned or PDF or some type of document that may be available electronically to send directly to your user in the OPAC. So this is a huge enhancement for article requests, and we hope more libraries can start utilizing it now.
Yeah, this is great. This is fantastic. Now, previous Monday Minutes, Jessie, we did show the new staff interface. So we might as well continue using the newest version just to get folks used to the new look.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, let's do it. So let's just talk about all the preferences that go along with article requests. There are quite a few. The first one, you need to turn article requests on. Now, the beauty of article requests, they actually link into your circulation and find rules. So you can really narrow down who and what can be requested as an article. As Jessie said, this has been around for a while, but we've had some new enhancements. This is one of the newer enhancements to article requests that would allow Koha to either show the article request option all the time or use this, what Koha is calling an algorithm.
So depending on the type of library that you are, if you're an academic library and you want your students or faculty members to be able to see this, this might be a good option to always show it. The other option, if you're a public library and maybe you don't have as many, but you want it to show when the search is relevant, then you can switch between these options.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the next three are just asking you to identify what fields should be mandatory for this article request process. So these are similar to like your purchase suggestions, if you're familiar with that in Koha. There's a couple different ways to do it because article requests can be made at a record level or an item level. So we have a couple different options here. If I pick any of these, you can see I have the ability to pick and choose what is mandatory for article requests, item only, and record only. And when we pop over to the circ and find rules, you'll see that you do have those options.
Perfect.
The last one we really want to talk about is this article request supported formats. And another huge enhancement to the article request is allowing your patron and or giving your patron the option on how they would like that article request given to them. So it's always had a photocopy as a choice, but now you can add scan in, which is fantastic. You're just going to add a pipe because this won't be actually populated in your system. You'll add a pipe and then scan. Whichever is first in this list will appear first. So if you always want to have it to default to scan, you can switch on the order of this. Okay, so now we're going to pop over to our circulation and find rules so we can see where those live in that grid. Ooh, that's pretty blue.
Looks good.
Yeah. So if we're going to scan over all the way over here. So we do have an article request option in this column. So let's just look at this Here we go. So yes, always allow an article request, or yes, record only article request. Yes, item only.
And this is where you want to think about your item type, right? So if you have a periodical or a magazine, you may only want to do it at the item level. If you have record only, you may want to do that for books. I mean, there's unlimited options here that you can set up. If you do chapters of books or you allow to do chapters of books, this might be a good option for you as well.
Absolutely. Let me just see what rules we have that are set to. We have all. Okay, perfect. We're going to head over to the OPAC to show an article request, but we will also want to pop over to notices because there's quite a few notices that are included in this process as well. Okay, so we go to the OPAC and we're going to go ahead and search for maybe we'll do for a serial within the system. There we have this. Bon appetit. So We did see the article request on the previous screen. We also see the article request here. So again, we could place it just like a hold in either place. If I click this article request option, you can see my required fields. So I'm going to do Christmas cookies because aren't we all still wanting to eat Christmas cookies?
Yes, I could eat one right now.
I could eat one right now. Here is that format. So I'm going to choose digital scan, but you can see I have a drop down because there are two options. And then I can go ahead and pick the issue that Christmas cookie recipe article is in that December issue. And then I'm going to go ahead and place the request. Once the patron has created an article request, they are going to have a new tab to their kind of account summary, which will show them all requests that they have. And just like in purchase suggestions and in holds, they'll be able to see that status as it moves along. So now I'm going to pop back over to the home page because now any article requests, just like our purchase suggestions, are going to live under this option in the main page of the staff interface. And I can see the one I just placed, that Bon Appetit for Christmas cookies. Very similarly to a purchase suggestion, we have a couple different statuses that allow us to move them from those different statuses of how my workflow works in the library. So let me go over to, I'm going to go one more place and I want to just look at the notices that are attached to these because with statuses come with notices in this article request process. Those article requests are going to be that AR if you want to find them all, or you can type in article request. So you can see canceled, completed, requested, pending. You can print up a slip of what they've requested, and I'll show you how to do that. In the completed, if I edit this, Jessie, this is where the magic happens. You can add that URL. So earlier, Jessie talked about the fact that you can add URLs and link your patron out to where they can access that article request. So in the slip or notice that your patron gets, you can include that URL, and let's show you how to do that.
Yeah. This is so exciting.
So exciting. Okay, I'm going to go back to my article requests. If I go to actions, here is where I can add that URL. So for this specific one, if I hit that edit URL, I can add a URL here.
So again, if your library or your university or college has a place where you can store scans or URLs, or if you're grabbing something from an intranet site, or if you use like a CMS or whatever it may be, you can throw that URL right in there. That way they have access to it. It doesn't have to be something that's in your Koha system. It can be from an outside source. Now, Kelly and I will say, coming in 2211, you do have the availability to create pages, which will be in another probably Monday Minute or Deep Dive. But this is an opportunity for you to link out to another location wherever that URL is hosted.
Yeah, absolutely. And once you do that, once you link that out to in that article request specifically and go ahead and process that request or complete that request, that's going to send the notice. Oh, I got to fill in a URL. That's helpful to know that there's like a little like, hey, you have to put a URL in.
Yeah, that's good.
Let me just grab this URL. Once I hit that complete article request, it goes away. Now we can go to my account and we'll see that notice that I'm going to get from the library.
Look at that.
Look at that. And there's that URL. So I have complete access to the location of where that article is. Now that's to say, if that's the way your library wants to do it, you can absolutely still do the photocopy. It's giving you lots of options on how to process article requests and how to really streamline those. So we completed that other Bon Appetit, but if we come over to our popular mechanics, we could, again, say, set request as pending. So maybe somebody else is in charge of that process, or it goes to somebody else as to do it. We can go over there, hit that pending, pop over to our pending tab, and there it lives. I have actions to say, I'm going to process this, or I'm going to cancel this because maybe the magazine is damaged, or so on and so forth.
Yeah, I remember when I worked, one of my first jobs as a student worker and at the university was, again, going to find things, on the shelf, whether it was ILL requests or pulling holds. So this could be a job where, another individual is doing this so they could go to check. It's just like Kelly mentioned, just like your purchase suggestions where you're going through the process. Maybe you have another individual that goes through and either accepts or rejects them. This is that same process. So you can go hand through hand, whether there's multiple people, you're processing that workflow.
Yep, absolutely. So then you can say, Jessie completed it, hit that complete, and really it's just going to send to the patron that it's ready. You can also print that slip.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. But again, this is all customizable. This will be your article request slip, and that's something you can throw in the book, just like your hold slip, and that could be populated with the information about that article request.
Or paper clip it or staple it on there.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever you want to do.
I love this.
I do too. Now, we're happy to assist any libraries that are looking to do this. This is a great introduction. There's some helpful information on the manual, and we'll link that out as well. And we hope that the article request process goes smoothly for your library if you're going to use it, and let us know.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for another great deep dive into article requests.